Hello, all you folks out there in YouTube land. You know, just when I think it's safe to take a break from castigating people for being beyond stupid, I get a whiff of some new crap that forces me to come back and talk to you people. I really need to find a way to put this sort of nonsense to the sword before you hurt anyone else. First, I want to know what the fuck is going on at Twitter. You people take the cake, or the biscuits, go through 10 gallons of tea, and have the nerve to bitch about the flavor of the honey. They gave a pair of radical feminists with an agenda moderator privileges on a huge public forum, with zero oversight and a reporting tool that no one on the Twitter side can even read. Exactly who thought this was a good idea? Did no one think for a moment that such a thing could be abused? Cherry-picked to simply eliminate anyone that disagreed with the victim narrative going on? Combined with a block list so massive that it takes 7,600 entries to get into KFK Gay Spartan? If you were going to do that, maybe you should give the same consideration to a couple of folks from A Voice for Men while you were at it. At least then you'd not look like you were taking a stand on the side of radical feminism. Yes, I know, that thing with the catcalls that resulted in 2 minutes of useful footage in 10 hours stalking the people of New York. Gamergate's based mom, Christina half-some shad a look at it, and her thoughts were more than interesting, they were downright damning. WAM is absolutely no different. In the moments after the reporting tool went live, Nero, Ralph, and Jordan had all been reported, and all three lost their Twitter accounts for at least a few hours. It's been days, and Jordan still doesn't have his back. If I were him, I'd been on YouTube in an instant decrying the level of insanity that has come down the pipe as a result of a very bad call on the part of Twitter management. Thunderfoot's account was suspended for several days after Anita used the regular reporting tool on him. I can well imagine what will happen if this travesty is made permanent. Twitter will become another radical feminist bastion, where only the echoed chamber will be allowed to exist. Yes, as it stands now, there are lots of people that disagree with them, and a bare few that issue threats and troll the crowd. Much as I detest that sort of thing, it is the price we pay for freedom of speech. People are going to disagree with you, people are going to detest you, and people are going to mock you. Yes, you need a thick skin when someone gets on a soapbox and rails about you and your attitude. To date, we here have been fairly fortunate to have not been threatened directly, and much as we hope it will remain that way, we're not so naive as to think that we're not going to offend someone. In fact, I know we've offended some people just by the choice of videos we maintain mirrors for. We know it offends some, and I'm entirely okay with that. An attempt was made to silence that individual and his viewpoints, and that requires action. For if we here don't speak up for those that are being actively targeted, then who will speak for me and my channel mates when they come for me? No one will, because there won't be anyone left. Free speech is free, and although there are things we do need to keep a handle on, the vast majority of speech isn't threatening anyone or anything except the opinions and feelings of people that need their assumptions and worldviews challenged. If you're not being challenged, you don't learn anything, and critical thinking becomes difficult. As a society, we need that freedom to question our assumptions, and the freedom to question it of others. Gamergate got that. I've been in some discussions with people that identify as Gamergate, and I've had a wonderful time. I've been made welcome, and even made some friends. If I wanted to define what Gamergate is becoming, it will be a fight for free speech, against those who want them kept in the basement and away from quote-unquote polite society. Gamergate is loud, proud, and not about to give up. What I think the people on the other side are most scared of is the never-ending resiliency. People come and go, but the core remains as strong as ever. We are gamers. We have been training for this sort of grinding siege warfare since we were a meter tall and could barely get our hands around a controller. Telling us we were dead was merely cause to respawn, stronger than before. Which leads us to the other thing I wanted to talk about, a meltdown yesterday that most certainly needs to be addressed from the other side of the fence. Apparently, Star City Games deleted an author page belonging to one Geordie, an individual that is apparently possessed of a rather nasty temper. He published a vile, pages-long essay starting with a demand for the site to delete all of his articles. I'm uncertain why the author page was deleted in the first place, but given his reaction, I would be utterly shocked if they put it back up. I won't get into a blow-by-blow of his essay now, but will instead save it for the weekend when I can get a good grip around its throat. The short version, at that he runs through the history of humanity, demanding that all women were oppressed prior to 1970, some 50 billion souls in all. While I'm not inclined to accept that number at face value, it's far more disturbing that he makes a negative comparison to the Holocaust, saying that oppression of women is not only far worse, and then follows it up by laying all of that at the feet of Gamergate. Let me make something perfectly clear to you, Geordie. Gamergate has nothing to do with the oppression of women. This is not a black or white issue, and never was. You are not automatically a misogynist if you take sides with it. You make a statement in the comments about internalized misogyny that I can only hope were intended as humor. You state clearly at least twice that you cannot give ground to Gamergate, and that nothing will change your mind. Your desire that we all be taken to a reactivated blinker is in a lot of ways worse. You're talking about the murder of millions atop the ashes of the crimes, or the first half of last century. We fought a world war to end that sort of thing, and you're hell-bent on bringing back the final solution, which you mention by name, along with the German National Socialist Party, in German. Yes, I asked Kage for a translation, and he was very nearly sick. When he read the rest, it was all I could do to get him let me finish this rant. That's right, Geordie. I'm the nice one. If you seek Kage for the breakdown, then don't be surprised. You don't get to decide what is and isn't right thinking, and your statements have ended all hopes of an intellectual conversation. You're a closed-minded, egotistical idiot, and a Dunning-Kruger narcissist. I've seen your work, and I'm not impressed. You are a sad weasel of a man, so full of bigotry and hate that there may not be a way back to reality for you. In spite of all that, I don't hate you. I can't. I can't bring myself to feel anything except a fiery anger dampened by an abiding sadness. For the loss humanity has taken in not only you losing your mind, but that you somehow found support that steaming pile of vacuous shit. You are lost to us, and your rambling, hate-filled monologue is a humiliation to humanity, and a discredit to the anti-Gamergate crowd. So no, I don't hate you. You're not worth hating. You do, on the other hand, have my pity. Whether or not I will do a blow-by-blow will depend on whether or not I can find a creationist that needs a debunk worse than you do. I really should hold off until I get back around to a Gaming Gambits video. Perhaps then, the raw edge of emotion you've managed to rip open will have healed up enough for a calm, rational discussion of just how wrong you are.